Good afternoon, everybody. Finally got round to making a video. I've been incredibly busy over the weekend, and as you can see here, the final bit of work I finished this morning here in the polytunnel, and that is just cleaning it all up and getting it ready for the winter. Although we're getting towards the end of the first month of winter, which is Samhain, and next month, Nolag, which is December, is the second month, and then January is the third month. And then lo and behold, if you've been looking at your calendar, Imach is the very first day of February. So that's the very first day of spring. And that's when the Great Awakening begins. So I'll just give you a little picture of how this polytunnel is looking. I've done a lot of pruning in here and weeding and cleaning up the paths, the earthen floor, cleaning down the table, saved some of the herbs that I've cut back, found my two little cacti which are winter flowering, I think. So I've just given them a good water and put some little stones around them. So I'll be bringing those into the house. And got lots of sage. I've been making some smudge sticks, and of course masses and masses of bay, because I've been pruning the bay tree, as you can see up there. And I've given the sage and the lemon verbena here a good prune. The leaves are still dropping from the nectarine tree, but I've managed to give that a jolly good prune as well. I'm still pruning the rosemary. I've pruned the lavender. Haven't done the hebes yet. I've given the peach tree a really good prune. I've taken that down by about half. And I've also pruned the bay tree up here and the grapevine. So I'm not an expert in pruning. I just get on with it, be it right or be it wrong. It normally turns out okay, you know. And I normally, well, in fact, I have every year fantastic crops of grapes. The bay seems to go on forever, and it's just generally, you know, a good outcome on the pruning. So I don't sweat it too much. You can see now the honeysuckle is coming up through the peach tree, which is lovely. That was the plan, that it would cover the trellis. And my little woodland area here at the top is deep in leaves, which is beautiful. That's how it should be. So still some flowers in here, still some feverfew, and these little lilies. I've cut back the fennel and cut back most of the plants. Still have some to do. Mind you, there's always still some to do. This has had a really good clean up down here, and I've moved the big metal trolley out that had lots of the little, you know, the tiny little plant pots in, because I don't need them just yet. Spring is probably a good time. You can see this bed from when I started this bed at the beginning of the year. Look how well it's come on. It really has sort of matured. So I'm very pleased with that. The honeysuckle as well seems to have done good. And down here, this has been just naturally inhabited now with what looks like foxgloves. Lots of foxgloves, some little bits of rocket as well, and some little bits of Jacob's ladder. So it seems to have just self-seeded just along this area here. So I'm just going to leave that. Don't interfere with things that are eager to self-seed, and get on with it, fill a gap. So you can see the compost heap now is well and truly stacked up again. I've got to sort this out. I think this little trolley might have seen the best of its days. I don't know. I'll see if I can find a use for it over in the barn. Perhaps for drying out the willow kindling. That might be a good idea. And of course, working over here in the tunnel has highlighted for me the amount of work that will be done over the course of the winter, which is, of course, hey, it's only another 8 weeks before all this starts to come to life again. Well, 9 weeks, thereabouts. But you can see that is well and truly ready for the spring, with the exception of perhaps putting a little bit of manure along the beds. But I'm happy with that. And I've given the tablecloth a good wipe down as well. So I'm going to just take these bits and bobs over. No, let me see. I might just leave that for the moment and come back over and collect them once I've loaded up this video. That's what I'll do. Both the doors of the tunnel remain open, and unless there's going to be a really severe storm, I'll let them stay open for the whole winter, because even when I was working in there, there was a little bee buzzing around and birds come in here, and it's a great place of shelter. Really is a great place of shelter for wildlife. Now, last night when I was returning home, I'd been out for a few hours and it was dark, and as I was coming down the road, I caught this animal in the headlights. I mean, I'm not going fast anyway, so everything was safe, and I was able to slow down to a stop. And what was it that was right outside the gates of Bealtaine Cottage but a young deer? A beautiful deer with antlers. Absolutely beautiful deer. So this is probably the reason why Jack is getting very, very excited at night. He is most nights getting really more excited than what I've seen him in a long, long time. I think this young deer is coming in and out of the land here, which again is fine, because I don't really have any little seedling trees that would be destroyed by the deer. But I shall keep a little eye on things anyway. I think the woodland is mature enough now to sustain marauding deer coming in and out. That's what I'm thinking. But I shall keep you informed on that. I'll obviously, do a little woodland walk most days and check things out. So, still lots of colour. It's all looking beautiful. I've been cleaning out some of the big terracotta pots and lining them up, ready for perhaps putting some winter displays into. I've got some cyclamen that I might put in there. And you can see still lots of colour around the front of the cottage. Bird feeders need to be filled up again. The birds are very hungry at this time of the year, of course. The little cordyline down there in the pot's doing very well, so I might get a bigger pot for that. And also take out these two bits, these two little box. They've gone kind of semi-wild. They're looking yellow, which means there's not enough nutrition in the pots to keep them going. So I think it's time to transplant them. So I'll take them out and put them into the earth. So, there we go. That's just a short update. And lovely to be back. I missed you all over the past couple of days, but I've been so busy. It's just been impossible to even find time to open up the laptop, never mind make a video. But anyway, back on track now today. So blessings to you all. And blessings from Jack. He's happy that things have settled down a wee bit as well. Blessings.